My name is Linda Jackson, and I have the pleasure of hosting the second day of the proceedings here at the AB InBev Africa Zone building. And as you can see, if you've joined us a little earlier, there's a whole lot of activity that is taking place. And it is really, really interesting out there as everyone is preparing for not only amazing presentations, but most importantly, the tasting and the judging of all the hard work that the various universities have put in. So if you can give us another 5 minutes so we can get all of the additional facilities sorted out. You can see that we have given you a bird's eye view of all of the judging areas. So there are 3 rooms within the Africa Zone building that have been allocated to the judges, in addition to the auditorium where I'm currently standing. We have cameras in those rooms, and so if I move now to each of those cameras, you should be able to see them on your screen. We've put them there to be able for you to see them during the presentations, so you can watch the activities that are going on. We'll move to each camera as we go through today's proceedings, so that at least you feel like you're part of the process, because that's so important given the fact that unfortunately this year's competition has been significantly impacted by the COVID-19 restrictions. But we're going to not let that affect us. We're going to make sure that today is a wonderful day, and we know that you're going to kind of buy into the process. We have had some amazing interaction on the member zone from yesterday. Great pictures uploaded. Thanks, guys. Great chats. Some good connections going on. We're really, really happy with the engagement. And so we'd like to ask you to continue that today. We'll be uploading pictures throughout the course of the day so that you can see what we're getting up to, and you can make sure that everything is just so. You can even monitor our social distancing, because there's some very strict rules here at the Africa Zone building, and we're all having to ensure that we've got sufficient space. So we're applying to international protocols for this kind of event. The judges have all been briefed. The rooms have been laid out in such a way that there is no possible infringement of these restrictions, because we really want to make sure that we do everything by the book. So let's get on to the formal presentations. Just again, a great big thank you to our sponsors, AB InBev, GZitech. Thank you so much for making this competition a reality. Thank you for allowing us to use your facilities. Thank you for allowing us to use your Zoom facilities. Thank you so much for just giving us the amazing opportunity to be able to continue with this competition, despite the fact that there are restrictions that have put a severe dent in the normal plans. Thank you also to the Central University of Technology, the University of the Free State. Thank you especially to our judges. They're all standing outside in the sort of foyer area, getting ready, kind of having a bit of a chit chat and getting ready for the proceedings. The beers are being handled in the cold store, and everything's being sorted out so that we can start the judging activities as soon as possible. Thank you also to the organizing committee. I have to tell you that Olga and Anton Rake and Errol and Chris have worked tirelessly. I would also like to send a special shout out to the SAB staff that have really helped. DJ, we could not have done this without you. Thank you so much for everything, for answering all my stupid questions repeatedly. Kevin, thanks for ensuring that this event is going out today on Workspace to the whole of the AB InBev family all over the world. So this is really amazing for us, not just to get national exposure, but even international exposure. So let's hope that it all works out. And of course, most importantly, you as the students, everyone who's worked really hard in very difficult circumstances. We heard yesterday about some of your real challenges Limpopo, no power, no water. Stellenbosch, things blowing up. Everybody having to have the problem of not being able to get into the lab, not being able to, get going with the brews, not being able to sort of practice as much as what you normally would have been able to. We fully appreciate all of those constraints, but we just want to salute you for the fact that you're here today. You've made the effort. Well, at least your beers are here. Your beers are here. They're safely tucked away in the cold store, ready for us to taste, and we're really, really looking forward to that. So if you haven't signed in and signed up and signed in, please make sure you do that today. Please make sure you update your profile. Come on, guys, we want to see what you're getting up to. Please connect, and please look at the timeline that's on the member zone so that you can see what went down yesterday. You can see the different university groups and what they've been getting up to. We also have put onto that link today a number of highlights from yesterday's presentations. So if you did miss any of the presentations, why don't you go and have a look at those little video clips that we added. So hopefully that will really give you insight as to what happened yesterday, and of course we'll have a whole lot more happening during the course of today, so do check that out. Also, while you're there, why don't you have a look at the speakers that will be joining us today. We have some great speakers literally from all around the world that have taken time out of their busy schedules to chat to us today, to share their brewing insights, and we're really looking forward to chatting to them as the program gets going. Just a couple of housekeeping pointers to everyone. If you are presenting today, if you have a panelist link, please can you make sure that you remain on mute unless you're requested to unmute at any other time. You can control yourself. All the attendees are obviously on mute as a default, but if there's an opportunity for you to chat and ask questions during the many Q&A sessions today, we'd really like to get you involved as well. Please keep your cameras off until requested to show yourself. The reason being, as you can see, we've already got a lot of live cameras, but we want the camera focus to really be on the fact that the judging is taking place today. That's what it's really all about. And so we want to just make sure that that is the focus of the attention for the course of the presentation. Okay, if you're too shy to ask your question, raise your hand and ask your question. You're more than welcome to type it in the Q&A bar. And so we'll probably not just reply in writing, but we'll actually try and ask those questions out loud to the various speakers. So please make sure that you interact. Please don't, walk away without having your question answered. And if you want to just chat, well, there's the chat function as well. For the presenters joining us, please, can I ask you, when it's your turn, please switch on your camera, then please share your screen and have your presentation open so that we can go directly into your presentation. If you've looked at today's program, you'll see it's jam-packed. Not a lot of time for us to mess around. We have got a beer quiz that will take place during our lunch break. So we have got a scheduled lunch break at 12:30. And then there are a couple of things that we'd like you to interact with today. We've loaded them onto the member zone. At the end of today, I'm going to be asking you for formal feedback on today's and yesterday's activities, as well as a fun little quiz to see who are the real beer masters and brew masters outside there. Okay, so last but not least, like I said yesterday, remember this is for you. We can only do as much as you participate and enjoy and interact. You guys did so well yesterday. Don't you want to enjoy yourself? Don't you want to participate fully? And we look forward to, how today is going to go. May the best brew win. And at the end of the day, we definitely will be saying cheers in more ways than one. It now gives me great pleasure to hand over to the man who I think is probably one of the most passionate about this competition. And Anton has just worked and run around like a crazy person all over the place. You've seen him in all the different venues and what have you, trying to make sure that everything is done correctly. And so I'm now going to ask Anton to come online. Anton, can you give us your presentation? We'd love to hear about a trip down memory lane since the competition was established in 2008. Over to you.